for those people who are really free.
Do you mind if I just look around?
Oh, sure. No, go right ahead to see where would be a good place for you to take photos. Later, once she's done with cleaning inside, I think inside would be an okay place to take.
Yeah.
But we've had people do photo shoots here. We've had people do get us to sit on that thing and then have that background there. It just really depends. Yeah, feel free to go around.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So let me see. I'm just going to put this a little further. Cool. Hey guys, if you are watching this, I'm here having an interview with FirstClasse. Did I say it right? FirstClasse, and these guys came over to the Lighthouse to do an interview to find out more about me and what I do in the business and what I think about fitness. So the interview is with her. This is Adele from FirstClasse. I'm not taking questions here, but you guys just get to be a fly on the wall and get to watch the whole thing.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, yeah, that's it. Come.
Yeah. So, our first question, what got you into fitness in the first place? Like, what is your story behind it?
Wow, okay. I would say that it was really kind of by accident. Okay, it was probably when I was still a teenager, late teenager, and I was really gaining weight, and I was in school, and all my friends used to make fun of me, and I was that boy who would get bullied in school because of how I looked, and nobody would choose me for anything sporting or competitive. Then again, I avoided all these situations because I was like, I'm not the fit guy, I can't do this. And you know how in school they have Merentas Desa, cross country and all that? Just completely avoided all of that. That was my school life. Okay, I came to a point where it was actually my mom who said that you need to do something about this. So I'm glad, because I think parents nowadays just don't care.
Yeah.
Some parents don't care, some do. My mom did, and those were the days where there was no big health club that you could go and be cool with and join. There was just this little quiet little gyms full of men, that kind of a situation, right? So my mom actually got me, said, you just go to this gym here, we'll pay the fees for you, she'll drop me off and I'll go there, and then the instructor there will just show me what to do. To cut a long story short, I just kind of liked the way it made me feel, which was working out. And I realized that, wow, with a little bit of working out and watching what I ate, I could change the way I looked. I had no idea it could be done. Because nobody told me that you could eat better, that you could work out. There was no social media back then, right? And that was it. So it's mind-blowing for me. And that kind of started my journey. And I was just working out. I started to eat better. And I joined an IT company where I worked for 8 years. So I had a desk job, I had a corporate job, so I totally get what it's like to go through the whole corporate lifestyle and not have time to work out, not have time to eat, because I, who like to work out, got to that point where it's like, I got no time to work out, but I love doing it. I got no time to eat healthy. How am I going to prep my own meals, right? And at that point, there was an opportunity for me, after about 6 years working in the corporate area, an opportunity for me to become a certified trainer.
Right.
Someone approached me and said, hey, you're already doing all this. I started a blog back then to talk about fitness.
Do you still have it?
It's been down for a while, but that's really what launched my business into what it is today. So I really should get back to doing it. But today there's social media and so many other ways I can get my message across. But that was the start of it, the blog. There was no other fitness blog back then. Okay, so mine was the first, DailyMuscle.com. And I started to write things what I taught and all of that, and so people noticed, and a company called Fitness Innovations, and it's still out there right now, and it's the go-to place here in Malaysia if you want to be a certified trainer. They said hey, we have this course coming up, it's an American certification, and would you like to do it? And I said yes. I studied that part-time while having my corporate job, and then I decided that I'm going to take this massive risk and quit my job and just become a personal trainer, because there was this need and people didn't know what to do, and I just wanted to help people, and I was already doing it online via my blog. All these questions would come pouring in, and there was no Facebook back then. You know, it really sounds like I'm really ancient, right? But it was a while ago, and that's kind of how it started. I was really privileged that my bosses let me go. You know, they were like, yeah, go do what you want. I used to work for an IT company called MyBiz Malaysia. And they were really big on people pursuing their own dreams. So we kind of downsized back then, and they were like really running on a tight team. So when I said that I was want to go pursue my own passion, and those days people don't do these kinds of things, right? I want to pursue my own passion and do this, and the first thing my boss did, and I was expecting this crazy reaction, is that he shook my hand. So congratulations. And he said that if anything happens, if it doesn't work out, you come back, we'll be right here for you. I was like, wow. No risk, right? That's it. And never went back again. But here's the thing. My whole journey working in that company taught me so much to understand what it's like to be busy, to try and have work-life balance, which people don't have today, you see. So that kind of kick-started the whole thing, became a personal trainer, then I started running outdoor workouts, and then people wanted more, and just recently, like in October last year, is where we actually opened our first indoor facility, and that's it, I'm just looking at ways to grow it. I wake up every morning excited to just like, what else can I do today? That's it. Yeah, that's kind of how it started. It's a long story, but the whole story is on my website as well. But that's it. Yeah, that's kind of how it started.
That's really interesting. But would you say when you just started out working out, was it hard for you to learn it by yourself, or was there someone to guide you through it?
Yeah. So back then, like I said, right, there was no people on social media telling you you can do this workout for stronger legs, for example. But the gym had an owner, and the owner was always there. And you would show up and he will say, okay, you do this, and then come and see me. And, okay, I'll just follow. But just because people don't know what to do, and everybody needs some direction. So I'm really, really grateful that there was such a gym like that at that point. You didn't really have to pay. It wasn't personal training, but someone comes there, looks out for you, and then just guides you along the way. And if you're doing it wrongly, come and say you're doing it wrongly. This is how you do it. And it was also fun because it was like a little community in there. You would show up and people would know you and remember you and how are you doing, and like, hey, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. And that's also a very important part of fitness, which if not for that, I wouldn't have stayed on with it. If I just went there and nobody talked to me at the gym, and if no one looked out for me, and if he didn't care, I don't think I would have stayed for that. So looking back at all of that, today what I wanted to create for people was an environment like that, because now, although there are great gyms out there with great equipment, great facilities, but when you have like 1,000 members, there's no way someone can look out for you like that. So I wanted to create a place like Cheers where everybody knows your name or something like that. But that's kind of like what we are. I want to bring that back. I want to give people that almost one-to-one support, but in a group environment. So yeah, I had help, because we do need help.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone needs help. Okay, so if you had to sum up in your own words, what is your take on fitness? How would you say?
If I had to sum up in my own words, my take on fitness is that fitness is really for everyone, no matter what your fitness levels. And at the end of the day, any exercise is better than no exercise.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah. And I say that because people think that it's a huge effort. Like, signing up for a gym membership, there goes my life or something. Or they feel like, I need to start to learn how to cook healthy. So people have all these obstacles even before they get started. So my goal, if I can say, is just to really tell people that there's no obstacle. Just start. Just start and realize that even if you do half the class, 10 minutes, that's fine. I'm so proud of you for showing up. And we have people coming like that because that's been our message. I'm really glad that that's exactly the kind of people we're attracting. So you will see when you look at my members, you won't find the super duper athlete. You may find a couple, but the people we attract are the ones who like say that I don't have time to work out. And like, I don't like doing this, and I don't like to be yelled at, I don't like to be forced. Great, we do none of that. Why? Because I don't like it either.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we do.
Okay, as a personal trainer, what do you think people should improve, and what do you think they should stray away from?
You mean other personal trainers or?
From your perspective. Like, what should people, customers come
Oh, customers, okay. What should they improve on?
Yes.
I think the gap that people have, or what people are lacking, is really the understanding of what to eat. I don't think exercising is the hard part. Okay, because exercising is the easy part. All you need to do is to book yourself in some class out there somewhere and show up, do the class, and you're done.
Yeah.
What's hard is really when you go home,
Yeah.
what do you eat, how much do you eat, and what we do here really, and which is why a lot of our members see great results, is we take them through a journey and we get them to a process of awareness of what they're eating, and it's very uncomfortable. And we have a lot of people coming back, I don't like to do this, but then if I eat too much of this, every day we hear this story. So we have a private coaching Facebook group which all of the action happens. You don't see this out there in the public, but every day people are posting feedback like, hey, look at my meals, and this is what I ate for the whole day. And we give them targets to work towards. The biggest problem that everyone has, like, and I say everyone means those who have weight problems. That means like you're struggling with your weight, you can't lose the weight.
Yep.
The biggest problem that everyone has is not enough protein, too much carbohydrates. The fats is a different issue lah. It's this, you know if it's oily or not. But what most of us don't know is this enough carbs or is it too little? Or I think I'm consuming too much protein. So 99% of the people who come in here will look at their daily snapshot of what they eat. It's always really short, and it's like not even 50% halfway there, just for normal day-to-day activities. And so now if you want to start weight loss, you want to start working out and you need to rebuild and repair. So people struggle. It's like, you need to eat all of this? It's like, yes. And we find that once we fix that and once we educate people and teach them, it's a life skill.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes we give them weighing scales just to give an idea, not to weigh themselves. I'm not big on weighing ourselves. What I say is they need to start weighing your food, not for the rest of your life, but just for a few days. So you would know if this 100 grams of rice is enough, or is it too much, or is it too little. Because right now, would you know how much carbs are you having? We think it's the right amount.
Yeah.
But what if you actually knew what it was?
What
Right?
would you say is the best amount? Like,
It's different for everybody based on your goals. So you just really want to see how active you are. Are you like just sitting on the desk all day and writing, or are you like up and about like a teacher who's always on their feet? It really differs for everyone, and then we actually got to sit down and calculate that for them, and we do that for all our members and for people for free. But that's the first step.
Yeah.
I wish I could just look at you and say like, hey, Adele, okay, you're 90 grams protein, you're this. No, if I had that, oh, that would be such a gift, right? But no, I don't have that gift. It can be calculated, yeah.
that's good. I think when it comes to food, a lot of people find it hard because it's a lifestyle that they have to adapt to, right? Instead of just going for the workouts and stuff. A lot of times they feel like workouts do enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
People think that what they need to do
It's just,
to gain weight or to gain muscle or to lose fat is just to show up for the workout,
Yeah.
right? Because like I said, that's the easy part. And I wish that was so. I wish I could just come in, work out and done, right? I just work really hard for an hour and then I go back home and I eat whatever I want.
That's
But
all right.
unfortunately, how great, right? But unfortunately, that's really not what it is. In fact, even if you could just do one workout a week, but if you stayed on point on your eating habits, you still see results. So what we find a lot of times is we end up convincing people that they need to shift their efforts, their energy, their money as well. So instead of investing in the latest, fanciest program that's going to run you thousands of ringgit into a month, or buying the latest treadmill or the gadget or the latest, I don't know, vibrating platform. There's so many of these, right? And they're really expensive. So instead of spending the money on that workout gadget, you spend that money on your food. You spend that money on getting a massage, which helps you relax and de-stress, or going on a holiday because you can de-stress and do things you enjoy, or buy a new pair of hiking shoes so you can start hiking during the weekend. So the answer is really on your lifestyle. And people don't realize, because again, if you look at the magazines and the media out there, what is it? It's like workout, this, that, let's kill it, let's crush it, we're gonna kill you into this workout, you're gonna, I don't know. So people see that and they go, this is what I have to do. Because it's really sexy to talk about that, and that sells, right? It's like, look at this, hot boards and people sweating and all that. It's not sexy to talk about apples and vegetables and celery. Correct, don't you agree? So people want to talk about that. And so I feel sorry for people who don't know, because that's what they see and that's what they learn. And I know that's what it is, because everybody who walks through these doors has that problem. And they go like, oh, it's like all the effort is on the eating. Yeah, and that's where we spend most of our time coaching people on
Oh,
eating.
yeah.
It's like not an hour goes by where a message doesn't come up and it's like, can I eat this? I go, yes, it's fine. And yeah. But it's fun, I like doing that.
Do you have cheat days?
I prefer not to get into the mindset of having a cheat day.
Right.
I think it's fine. I think the approach that we need to really have is that we shouldn't look at eating and lifestyle as something restrictive in the first place. Because when you start to tell your mind that this is restrictive, I'm restricting from Monday to Friday, and Saturday I get to let go, you start to form a pattern where eating healthy is restrictive. Right? So what we prefer to do is, and just this morning, one of our members was asking, like, can I have a glass of wine every day? It's like, yeah, you can, it's as long as you factor it in, right? Because at the end of the day, fat loss and weight loss is really about energy balance. If you're consuming more than what you need, you're going to gain weight. Even if all that excess was from eating apples and vegetables, doesn't mean you have to eat fast food to gain weight. You can overeat on good sounding stuff like juices and honey and organic dark chocolate. It's just still calories, right? So I say there's no issue with having a cheat day, but it's just that whole mindset needs to be changed, because it's not like you're being punished for 5 days and you need to reward yourself for that. So the question was whether do I have cheat days, right? I think if I want to eat something, I'll just go and have it, and then I'll not worry too much about it, and then life starts again. Every day is a new day. But what I've realized is that ever since I do this for my members, where we get people to be aware of how much carbs and protein and fat somebody needs, you'll find that when you cheat, you're now that you're aware, if let's say you go to a buffet now, you wouldn't know if you overate the rice, if you overate the fried rice, is that too much chicken, you don't know. But once you are aware,
You will always keep track of it.
you would freak out. It's like, oh, I can't have 3 scoops of ice cream because, you can still indulge, but I haven't been able to indulge the way I used to be able to once that awareness was there in place. And that's what we like doing for our members. It's just awareness. If you can just realize that this is actually too much for you, you'll be okay, because you'll make the right choice when you need to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So what are your top exercises to burn the most calories?
Top exercises to burn the most calories. Okay, but before coming back to that, remember that exercising is not the most important part, right? So, but people come and people always give me that question as well. They're like, which class burns the most calories? Well, if calorie burning is your goal, then you want to do something that keeps you moving, keeps you sweating the most. The hardest thing to do will burn the most calories. So if you're lifting weights, if you're lifting something really heavy, you're going to burn more calories, okay? So what we like doing in our classes is a combination of things. So it's not just weights. We do things without weights as well. And we find that when we keep people moving through a combination of strength training, through a combination of like isometric holds, like, okay, you do some weighted squats, and then you do a plank just to hold, and then you do a bit of a run in place with movement and all of that, we find that the combined effect of those 3 movements burns the most calories versus one magic movement that, okay, this is it. Like you probably heard that people tell you that burpees burn the most calories. And if you look at burpees, it's really a combination of things. You're doing a push-up, you're kicking your feet out, you're doing a bit of a squat. So it's a combination of things. So yeah, burpee burns a lot of calories, but if you're doing a really heavy deadlift and you go non-stop for 2 minutes, that would also burn a lot of calories. Yeah, I think people need to know as well that the focus shouldn't really be on how many calories would this burn for me, because then it comes like people go around shopping for the best workout, because a lot of people, again, it's marketing. Is that like, okay, this workout burns 800 calories. So people look at it and it goes like, wow, that must be value for money. But why do you want to kill yourself in a class that burns 800 calories? Also, all these calories and calculations vary from individual to individual. You're a light, petite person. You would burn much less calories from someone who's obese. That person doesn't have to try very hard, he'll burn a lot of calories. So if you did that same class, which promises to burn 800 calories, you'll burn like 250. And then we go home, we look at our Fitbit, and then we see, and then we're disappointed. Because the class promised to burn 800 calories for me, and then only 250. So you go home, you think, I'm lousy, I'm not fit, I'm quitting. See what happens?
Yeah. So it really differs from
It differs from everyone, but to answer the question, what burns the most calories is whatever takes the most effort to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because calories is energy being burned, right? So whatever burns the most fuel, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming back to the nutrition part, right?
Mhm.
So there is a misconception about how people think eating healthy means the result means you're healthier. Like, say, so you're getting like a protein bar,
Okay.
but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthier, does it?
Just because of eating the bar?
Yeah.
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 So there is a good trend happening right now in Malaysia. I am happy to see this. You see a lot of healthy restaurants,
Yeah.
healthy food deliveries. It's good because now we have access to all these things.
Yeah.
So if you want to make better food decisions, you can. But if people are not educated, they're not aware because they think that just because I am eating this protein bar or just because I'm having this chia seed pudding, which is better than having nasi lemak for breakfast, means I'm going to be healthy. It's a good switch. It means, sure, I'm happier that you're eating chia seed pudding compared to nasi lemak. But what if the chia seed pudding comes in a very big jar? Compared to that nasi lemak bungkus which you used to have, which is maybe it was 200 calories. Okay? But that chia seed pudding, which you're paying 5 times the price of the nasi lemak for, because you want to be healthy, is 500 calories. And it can be. It's so real. What's going to happen of 3 weeks of eating that chia seed pudding on a daily basis? You're going to gain weight. But you're eating healthy stuff. But too much of a good thing can also be too much.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's great that we have all this coming in. But it's just that people need to be aware of what they're actually putting in their bodies. Yeah.
Alright. A lot of customers, when they just start working out, or even after years of working out, they still are demotivated to exercise on some days. How do you think people can improve that? Like, what can they do to motivate themselves to wake up again and exercise?
So you're asking me, how do people stay motivated, right? And yeah, great. No, I love talking about this because people look at me also, and like just this morning I was on Instagram and people were like, man, how do we get your energy? It's just really your outlook on things. Once you can realize that motivation is not something that's always there, then you know that, okay, so what do you do when you're not motivated, right? So give you an example. If someone starts a 3-month program working out somewhere, motivation is always very, very high in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Like new program, new shoes, new workout gear, new diet, new meal plan, new 7-day juice cleanse, whatever. Okay? You have all of that and you're super psyched up. But what happens after a month? Especially if you don't see results because of all this healthy stuff that you're now eating. Imagine if you don't see results, right? But that aside, so motivation, I don't know anyone who's motivated 365 days for a year. If you find that person, please tell me who it is. I want to learn from that person. But once you can understand that it's not always there and it goes and comes, then you realize, and the trick is really just to keep on with the program because the good thing about motivation is it comes back. If it doesn't come back, then you go seek some help. So you keep sticking with the plan that you first committed to. If you committed to do 3 workouts a week and to eat a healthier breakfast every day, stick with it. Even if you wake up and you don't feel like it. Because at the end of the day, consistency will bring results. And motivation always comes back. And when the motivation comes back, do you want to look back and wonder, why did I give up? Or do you want to look back and be glad that you didn't give up? So that's a thing like motivation. And I've read this somewhere before. You may have heard this as well. It's just like taking a shower daily. It's just like brushing your teeth. I don't know anyone who wakes up who's so motivated to brush your teeth. Are you? I'm like, can I get this over with already? But you just have to do it because it becomes routine. So that's another thing about being consistent. It becomes routine. And you've all heard about people who tell you things like, I've been working out all this while, and now when I miss a workout, I feel like something's missing.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes habit, it becomes routine, and I'm always so glad to hear that because that means you're kind of like on the right path when you come to that stage where like you don't work out and you feel like something's missing in your life. Good, because then I think fitness has become part of your lifestyle. So that's what I believe about motivation. It comes and goes, but just keep sticking to the plan and it will come back. For some people it comes back once a year.
Okay.
Oh, is it you? Okay, that's okay. There's lots of people. You should check out this place in January. It's like packed. We had to close down the registrations. Yeah. Can you imagine that?
Okay. The last question. Your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve. Can you give me some examples? I don't think I've ever been asked that question before.
Okay, when it comes to working out, you know, some things that you may find not entirely good or annoying, perhaps?
Annoying?
If it was the right word to use.
I'm struggling to look at it from two perspectives. Like, am I the person working out and I don't want to see this happening, or am I the trainer
You can give us
training?
both sides.
Oh,
As a trainer and
piss off a lot of trainers. No, okay, but okay, if I could say one thing, it's just me, and I've had this from day one, from being a trainer for the past 10 years, is that I think that the trainer-client relationship is very important, and when a client shows up to work out, a trainer needs to give 100% of their attention to that client. Regardless of I'm having a good day or a bad day, I need to be my best person for my client. So my pet peeve for that will be when trainers whip out their phone, they start texting their friends, and then, you know, because it's not so important. It's important to the client, right? So this used to get me so, it still does. Thank God I'm not in that kind of an environment anymore where there are trainers who would just do that. And, you know, so if there's a trainer watching this right now, please stop doing that. And people are doing it even more right now, because now that we have social media, people don't know what to post. A lot of trainers don't know what to post. So what they do is, oh, look, my client's working out. And if I'm the client, I don't want to be on video. Right? I'm embarrassed. So that's it. It's a big pet peeve. I could talk about it for hours, but I'll end it there. I'll lose a lot of friends on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah. One last one.
Sure.
In your 10 years of experience, what is the best experience you've ever had so far? Because we've known that you fly a lot to, you know, other places to do one-on-ones. So, what's your best experience with working out and training people?
My best experience really are not those events. Those are different. I would say that's personal fulfillment, to be able to travel and to meet and to have friends all around the world. But I get a lot of fulfillment from, number one, people asking me questions. I could be up for an hour just replying questions. I may reply slow, or I may miss an email or two, but I have tons of email coming in that I try to process and do that. I get fulfillment when someone tells me, and it happens quite often once you've been doing this for a few years, that, hey, it's because of you and that thing that you said that day that I did this. Oh my gosh, that's so good. And there's one thing that one person told me recently, and it also helped me to kind of just laser focus and kind of understand what is it that we really specialize in. When this one person gave me this feedback, and she came up to me after a talk we did, I can't remember which company we did this talk, and she said that you're the first person who made all this look so easy. And that's when I went, bingo. That's what we're doing. I couldn't grasp it before that. So that kind of like just became our motto or something. Though we don't have it, I would love to just write it somewhere. But when I tell people we have easier workouts, it doesn't sell, like I said. Yeah. If I come and say, this is the easiest place to do a workout, people are like, I don't want that, because they want to be killed in the studio. We don't kill anyone in the studio. But that's really it, you know. When people give me feedback like that. So I guess it's just fulfillment, knowing that all this energy that we're giving out is actually benefiting someone. And lately now with, you know, now that we have technology and social media and Facebook Live and all this stuff, it's allowing me and us to do this on a whole different level. Just to go out of Malaysia, and we've got people from India, Indonesia and Singapore who just can get some help. Because I think fitness and health is not something that, doesn't mean that you can't afford it. If you can get access to social media, you should be able to get access to help. I feel bad for people who are just totally clueless. I don't know how to work out. I don't know what to eat. So I just get a lot of, that's my best experience. And it happens quite often. Maybe that's why I'm like super pumped and super motivated. So yeah, and of course that comes along with negative feedback too. People tell me things that I don't like to hear. But like I said, over 10 years we form a very thick skin. And as long as the good comments and the good feedback far outweigh that one disgruntled person who's just probably sore about something else, then I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah, I get fulfillment from that. Yeah.
That's
Great.
really nice to hear. Keeps you motivated as
It
well.
does. And I'm happy to talk about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Carmen.
Hello.
Okay, so all of y'all watching live, that's it. And we're going on to a second part of the interview. I believe you're doing a photo shoot or something like that. That's Carmen. She's the editor. No?
It's fine. You don't have to.
Can't. Okay, bye guys. Chat with you all.